Hello everyone, this time I'm going to expand cloth topic in which we'll talk about how to stitch simulated geometry. We will consider how to effectively use instances, how to inflate balloon, and the main topic how to stitch rope to balloon simulation and create stitch geometry, and so on. The technique is going to be procedural, allowing you to change the shape at each step of the process. You can use this procedural setup for most abstract simulations. Here you see just a few examples. But in this case we will only talk about stitching. Here is just a short version of the tutorial, where we will only discuss the stitching effect. If you want to go through the whole process, you can access it on my Patreon or Boosty. There you'll also find the project files and some graphical notes that you might find useful. Thanks. First we will create a spline, resample it and create geometry sources. Add rectangular spline. Set size 15 by 40 centimeters, orient it to XZ plane. Add instance for rectangular, rotate copied spline to 90 degrees. Add spline mask into the scene, put splines inside. Keep it in union mode, but change the axis to XZ plane. Put spline mask into connect. Uncheck weld and rename it to spline source. Let's add matrix to display vertexes of the spline. Add matrix and set object mode. Use spline source as object and change distribution to vertex and decrease draw size. As you can see, spline has no even distributed points. To fix it we're going to use resample spline modifier. Open Commander by clicking Shift+C and search for resample spline. Put into the root of spline source. Now you can easily change the number of points. Get rid of the matrix, we're not going to use it anymore. Create instance of the spline source. Put it into extrude. Decrease offset down to 0. Now put geometry into remesh. It didn't work correctly, because we have no polygon information. To handle it we have to go extrude attributes. In caps change tessellation to regular grid, decrease size down to 1 centimeter. Put geometry into the thicken. Decrease size down to 0.25 centimeters. We're going to need shell selection in future, so turn it on into selection tab. That's it. Next we have to add balloon effect. Create instance for GeoSource and take it off from the source root. Put instance into connect, unweld it and rename to balloon. Change display color for better representation. Group this geometry into new null and name it simulation. Put cloth tag onto balloon. Change thickness to 0.1 millimeters. Go to balloon tab, turn it on and set overpressure to 50 and expansion time to 100 frame. In project menu decrease gravity value down to 0. Check the result. And the main feature of this video where we're going to stitch balloon to rope dynamic by using connector tag. Create instance for spline. Turn on solo mode. To get offset for the spline, put plane effector as deformer. Go to Deformer tab and change mode to Object. In Parameters, turn on Scale in Uniform mode and set -0.025 value. Create instance for this spline and move it into Simulation Group. Hide sources. Put this instance into Connect, unweld it and name it Stitch Constrain. Put rope tag onto. Decrease its radius down to 0.1 millimeters. Change display color for spline. Set X-ray mode for balloon. Now we got simulation, but rope detached to balloon. To handle it, we're going to use Connect. Add connector tag onto balloon. In Other Objects tab, change mode to include. Drag rope tag into Set Create. Now rope attached to cloth. But we still have no folds at the edges of balloon. Add another Connect tag onto balloon. Turn off Other Object mode, but turn on Same Object. Set max connections to 1. Click Create. Now as you can see, we've connected all points, but actually we have to do that only with the points around the stitch. Let's use points restriction. Add point selection tag. Open Field tab and drag stitch as spline object into. Change distance mode to radius and set to 5 cm. Drag this selection at point restriction tab. Recreate connections. We got constrained geometry along the stitches. Check the result. Check the full process on my Patreon or Boosty. I hope this was helpful for you. You can support my channel by subscribing and leaving a comment below. See you soon.